fresh fruits and vegetables that you see in abundance here in Morningside Heights are hard to find in Harlem. And with rising food prices, affording healthy food becomes more of a challenge. The New York Immigration Coalition is unhappy with Governor Spitzer because he wants to issue marked driver's licenses to illegal immigrants, while others, still living under the shadows of September 11th, don't think he should be issuing them at all. When buying an eyeshadow or a blush, very few customers look at the list of ingredients in the back, and even if they do, they probably have not memorized the long list of ingredients that dermatologists say can cause cancer. The Riverside Church has been a neighborhood activist since 1960s. Last year, the church joined a new sanctuary movement that attempts to fight against the deportation of undocumented immigrant families. Buying a simple Metro card has become a little more complicated these days. So how much money do you have left on this Metro card after you use it several times? With the new price system, you might need a calculator to figure it out. And for some, buying the unlimited ride Metro card is still the best bet.
From the Columbia University Graduate School of Journalism in New York, this is Columbia News Tonight.
Good evening and welcome to Columbia News Tonight. I'm Shira Sky.
And I'm Marina Yaloyan. It's just 3 days until those key presidential primaries in Texas and Ohio, as well as the ones in Rhode Island and Vermont. But for some, the campaign is heating up right here in New York, as Lauren Moraski reports. As many as 20,000 drug overdoses may happen each year. That's the chilling statistics from the Centers for Disease Control, which say the figure continues to grow. But lawmakers and advocates say a new bill might change that and save lives. Rima Thompson has been following this story. So Rima, are there other states that have these laws?
Actually, the Good Samaritan law is applicable to every state within the U.S.
With less than 48 hours until Russia's presidential elections, it's unlikely there will be any last-minute surprises for President Vladimir Putin's hand-picked successor, Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev. Gail Issa reports on what Russian New Yorkers think of the man who is certain to be in the Kremlin soon. Diagnosing mystery illnesses, advising celebrities, and rollerblading around Midtown. It's all in a day's work in the hectic and unpredictable life of Dr. Tom Bolt. Jordan Smith has a consultation with our New Yorker of the Week.
Mixed martial arts has been around since the time of ancient Greeks, but is the fight too violent for modern audiences? Marina Yaloyan takes a look.
We're gonna go cross hook cross, 1, 2, 3, down for a knee, you're gonna shoot up, here.
Julio Rivera teaches mixed martial arts, a combination of taekwondo, boxing and wrestling, with more violent techniques like kicking, punching, even strangling an opponent. Here at the premier martial arts studio in Midtown, MMA is considered an art form.
Well, obviously it's an aggressive sport, but it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
And that's the theme of the film opening today in New York. It's called Don't Back Down, and it's about as close as New Yorkers can get to the real thing. MMA is legal in only 19 states. Supporters are fighting to add New York to the list. Opponents like presidential candidate John McCain call mixed martial arts nothing more than human cockfighting, and they worry about the influence it can have on young children, some starting to practice MMA as early as 10.
I would not want a child, and it should be against the law for children, to be at these mixed martial events or even at professional boxing matches until a certain age.
But instructors at this studio in East Harlem say MMA is an outlet for aggressive kids of all ages.
I mean, they could come here and learn straight martial arts, but the MMA seems to work with cooling tempers, especially for the young male who has something to prove.
Home taught me a little more self-control as well as self-defense. I've learned more discipline.
Some parents say they have no problem with their children learning MMA once they are old enough.
So maybe when he turns 16, if we see he's ready and mentally ready and physically ready for it, we might just help him pursue that.
But is New York ready for MMA? Supporters say it is, and they'll keep fighting to bring it here. Marina Yaloyan, Columbia News Tonight.
every time I touch you.
In the Healing Arts program here at Broadway Community Incorporated, the homeless and people in need take classes in visual arts, theater, and music.
What I found that was beneficial to me in this particular, the first session that I went to, was that I was able to act out my pain.
Williams says that before she could improve her circumstances, first she had to improve her outlook. Now she's no longer homeless.
It gave me hope. I can't really explain it. It was like a release.
In Morningside Heights, seeing the homeless on the street is common. The city's government says this neighborhood has one of the highest homeless rates.
People that need money could try to go to places where they feel that people have some money to give. And students are very generous.
People come to check their email addresses. We encourage everybody to have an email address.
Eleanor Donaldson, Broadway Community's director, says that for 16 years, large numbers of homeless people have been knocking on her door in search of a hot meal, medical attention, and practical job training. There are many organizations in New York City that offer food and shelter to those in need. But the organizers say what sets this program apart is the special attention they pay to healing through music and arts.
It's not just a soup kitchen, it's a problem-solving process, and it engages all of yourself at a very deep level.
Moon Dance by Van Morrison.
Broadway Community says that of the 35 people who attended classes regularly last year, 15 have made significant progress.
I turned my life around from very questionable behavior.
Randy Felton lived on the streets for 5 years after he was released from prison. For him, the arts program is an outlet for his anger and frustration.
And if it weren't for the art, there's no telling how that energy would be channeled. Violence. Every day you see people just snap.
Dorothy Cameron says that the burden many of her students bear is not easy to unload.
It may take a long time to get through things, but you have to tap into the depths of yourself, and art does that.
And this is what it's all about, healing and getting back in touch with what they were and what they can be. Marina Yaloyan, Colombia News Tonight.